Good morning, parents and students. For this week's distance learning, our subject is English, and we will start with week 1 skills. And our selection is Officer Buckle and Gloria. My first skill is vocabulary. My second skill is comprehension. My third skill is phonics, and my fourth skill is grammar. So what we have done is that we have a PowerPoint and we have slides for each skill, plus videos that you can watch and games to play. And I will be explaining at the same time, so it will be easier for us during distance learning. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact the teachers. So let's go to our second slide, which is our first skill, which says Unit 3 and Lesson 15. The name of the selection is Officer Buckle and Gloria. Our learning intention is to identify and explain the meaning of the target vocabulary words. There is a link here inside the box. If you select this, it plays the story.
Officer Buckle and Gloria. Written and illustrated by Peggy Rathman.
So you can play, you can read the story. In case if you have forgotten to take your books from school, it'll be easier for you to just read and understand the story. Once you're done with that link, you go to the next slide, which tells you all the vocabulary words with its meaning. So our first vocabulary word is attention. Attention is to notice something or have interest in someone or something. Buddy is a partner or friend. Enormous is something which is very huge or large. Obeys mean to follow directions. Safety is to be protected from danger. Speech is a talk given to an audience. Shocked is very surprised. Station is a place where certain work is done. For example, we have petrol station. And then after the words, vocabulary words, we have online game, which you can select on it. And it will take you to this website where we have the word safety. And if you click on the word, it tells you the meaning, which says ways to keep from getting hurt. So you can see the word and try to guess the meaning. And once you do, just click on it to see if you were right or not. And you can keep on playing until you master all the words. And when you see the next button, you can go forward, or you can press the back one to go backwards. Once you're done, you go back to the slide and we go to our next skill, which is comprehension. For comprehension this week, we will be covering cause and effect. Our learning intention is that learners will identify cause and effect relationship according to the selection. And here we have a YouTube link which you can select on, and then you can go to this YouTube video which tells you about cause and effect and how to identify it.
Cause and effect.
So once you're done playing with that, you can go back to our slide. And here there's a slide for what is cause and effect. So cause is something which happens first and it tells you why did it happen. And then effect is something which happens after the cause and it tells you what happened. So here they say cause is why something happens and effect is what happens. If we look here, cause, what made it happen? I was driving too fast, and effect is what happened. I got a speed ticket. So because I was driving too fast, this is what happens first, and what happens next is that I got a speeding ticket from a police officer. If we go to our next slide, it gives you an example from our story. Our cause is what happens first and our effect is what happens after that. So the shoelaces were untied. So this boy, he did not tie his shoelace. And what happened because of that? He tripped and fell down. If we go to our next slide, our skill is grammar. And my learning intention is that I can identify and use the verbs in present and past forms. We have a link here that you can select, and it is Khan Academy, and if you play the play button, it tells you everything about
Hello,
past.
friends, and welcome to the distant past, because today we're talking about the past tense.
So it gives you everything about past tense, and once you're done, you go back to our slide, and then it explains you what is a verb. Verb is a word that shows an action. So whenever we're doing an action, that is a verb. For example, to run, to eat, to read, and to paint. If we go to the next slide, it says verbs also describe when the action took place. These are called verb tenses. So we have verb tenses, and it tells you when did the action took place. For example, if we talk about our present tense verb, we have play and plays. For example, I play, he or she plays. Present tense is an action that happens right now. And if we go over past tense verb, we have, for example, I played, she played, we played. Past tense verbs describe action that happened in the past and is finished. It's not happening anymore. Now we have some examples in the next slide. It talks about present, which is happening now, and past, which happened before or yesterday. So I kick, she or he kicks. I push, she or he pushes. I work, he or she works. If we go over past, I have I kicked, you pushed, she worked. And now if we go to our next selection, which is our skill, which is phonics, and our learning intention is learners will be able to read and add ed and ing to the base word. So now we have a link here that you can play.
Boys and girls, this week's flipped classroom lesson is on endings, ed and ing.
So this YouTube video will explain you how to add ed and ing to the base word. Once you've played and you've understood, you can go to the next slide, which can help you more to understand much better. First, here also we have another link if you wish to play and understand much better.
Doubling the final consonant.
So in this video, it's going to tell you about the spelling rule, how to double the final consonant. So what criteria should be there, which you have to follow. So here it says in the slide, if the word has one syllable and one vowel letter and one consonant, you have to double the final consonant. So let's look here. We have the word shop. So let's look at the word shop. So we have O and P at the ending. So as I know that O is my vowel. So my vowels are A, E, I, O, U. And anything which is not a vowel is a consonant. So P is my consonant. So if I have a vowel and then follows by a consonant, I double my consonant and then I add ed to my base word, or I add ing to my base word. So shop becomes shopped and then becomes shopping. Then I have the word stop. So stop is my base word. If I look at the word stop, I have O, which is my vowel, and I have P, which is my consonant. So I double my consonant and I add ed, and I double my consonant and I add ing to my base word. So stop will become stopped and will become stopping. I have the word jog. where O is my vowel and G is my consonant. So I will double my consonant and add ed, and double my consonant and I will add ing. So my base word jog will become jogged and will become jogging. And once we're done, you're here where you can self-assess and give feedback to yourself. So one of the first question is you have to ask yourself where you started. The second one is where are you now? And the last one is what is your next target that you would like to achieve? Thank you so much, and please feel free to ask any further questions from the teachers. Thank you so much.